Yeah. This your homegirl, ArabiaBarboza 914, which is a county in New York. We're doing another video real quick. 914, we are in the motherfucking house. Things did not go well for me today. That's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to try to keep a positive attitude, and that's it. But you see the title. Enough is enough. I'm enough. You're enough. We don't need anyone to validate us on this YouTube app or nowhere else in fucking life. Because if you waiting on people's validation, you're gonna go crazy. You will go motherfucking berserk. So it is what it is. I'm home right now. I'll probably go out and leave a little bit later. You know, it is what it is. 914, which is County, New York. Enough is enough. I'm enough. You're enough. I thank my YouTube creators. I thank my YouTube subscribers. Thank you for coming in. Like and share the video. Like and share the video. And if you want to hit the link, hit the link. The link is dropped. But everybody know how I am. Everybody know how I am. I can sit up here and talk to myself for the next 10, 20, 15 minutes. It doesn't matter how long I sit here. It is what it is. Yeah, today is a very interesting day. And I know I don't really share a lot of my prison story experiences. The only reason why I don't share a whole lot, I just give like little snippets and pieces because that's mostly what I remember. There were good things about being locked up. There were bad things about being locked up. It's when you get out. It's when you get out. And when I got out, I was not on probation. I was not on parole. So that meant I didn't owe anybody anything when I got the fuck out. I was free. Totally free. Unsupported. And, I just went through what I had to go through. When I got out, I went to a halfway house in Columbia, South Carolina. I didn't stay there that long. I really didn't. I ended up moving on from there, and I ended up moving in with my sister-in-law for a short period of time. And after I left from her house, I moved to Greenville, South Carolina. I didn't know nothing about Greenville, South Carolina. Only thing I knew, I was going into a new place, a new situation, a new job, because I ended up finding a job like after a day or two of being there, and I was not working through a temp service. Yes, your girl, ArabiaBarboza, did apply for a real bona fide job, and I did that job well. I stayed with that job and the transitional house in Greenville for like 3 months. Then I moved on into my own apartment up there on Cleveland Street. Shout out to Cleveland Street, Greenville, South Carolina, because I was living right in the heart of downtown Greenville, South Carolina. And like I said, I met my biological family, all of them, in 2003. But before I met them, my sister-in-law visited with me one particular time. It was her, my brother Michael, they were still married to each other at that time. And the phone rang. I had a house line at the time, and the phone rang. The phone was in the living room area. It was not in my bedroom. My brother answered the phone. He said, Arabia, you need to come to this phone. Your brother from New York is calling. Mm-hmm. I got to the phone. I talked with my brother that was living in New York at the time, my biological brother through my mother. And right after that, I made plans to go to New York to meet everyone. I left Halloween. I left that Halloween and I went to New York on the Greyhound bus. And I went there, I got there, I met up with my biological mother, her boyfriend at the time. And the universe is a very funny thing because her boyfriend was actually a distant relative of mine. His last name was Textura. My family's last name is Barboza. Textura and Barboza are very close related. We are cousins. And I met with everyone, whoop-de-whoop. I went back to Greenville, South Carolina. I stayed in Greenville for maybe another couple of months. Then I ventured back to New York. I ventured back and I stayed in New York for a long period of time. I went to New York back in 2005. I left in 2011 after I got the call. But enough is enough. I'm enough. You're enough. And we got people on this app that want to down us, want to complain about us, want to call us dusties, rejects. Miss, how are we rejects? And you're the death coach on YouTube. She's the death coach. She left from where she was at, whichever state that was. I think it was Missouri or whatever the fuck it was at. And she moved to Texas. And when she moved to Texas, she didn't move into her own place. She moved in with a relative of hers, which I find very interesting. You're supposed to be a life coach. You're supposed to be having all this money, a life strategist. So that means that you lied. You lied about who you were. You know, it is what it is. Nobody's perfect. Hello, Ms. Eve. Hello, Ms. Eve. Welcome to the house of ArabiaBarboza. Mm-hmm. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, but I just wanted to get some stuff off my chest because, I find it very interesting that certain things are happening on YouTube and people are calling people out saying that they're broke and dusty, they're rejects. My thing is everyone is a reject. If you was born and made in the image of God, you are a reject. Mm-hmm. Especially if you come from him. Yeah. Okay. What I wanted to say in this particular video, I left out of here early this morning, right? To go to the office I was at. Mm-hmm. And I posted a couple of short videos with music on them, and I was enjoying the music. I went outside to smoke me like 1 or 2 cigarettes. I came back inside. One of the bus drivers, which is a female, she shook her head like, ain't no more jobs. So I was like, God damn, this happens every Monday. But sometimes you can luck up. Sometimes you can luck up. But unfortunately, it was not my lucky day. So I'm in my feelings right now. hmm But I could only blame myself. Yeah. I gotta blame myself for this because I was supposed to have been moved on from that situation. I did not. I stay in situations where I'm comfortable. If I'm comfortable, then I get complacent. And that's the biggest mistake a lot of people make. Sometimes people don't tell you what they're thinking, they just make sure you don't advance further in life. And I'm starting to see where certain things are being played out in front of my face. I'm starting to see a lot of people from my immediate past coming back into play. Right now, where I'm employed at, there's one particular dude. He comes to that office. Me and him used to fuck with each other. We used to fuck with each other. And I think this is way before I met Birdman like that. And and it's very interesting to me. He asked me for a cigarette the other day, and I told him, I said, "Didn't you work the day before? Aren't you a full-grown man?" And this is what I'm saying. A lot of men, they're living in the body of a man, but they're really a woman. Deep down inside, they're really a woman. I can't explain it. It's creepy. It's weird because I never thought I would come into my 30s and my 40s. Now I just recently hit my 50s. Now I'm being faced with everything that was already there. I told y'all about that time I was living in Columbia, South Carolina, and there was this club called the Candy Shop. And the Candy Shop is a gay club. It was on Two Notch Road in Columbia, South Carolina. I went there one particular night. It was me and two other young ladies. One young lady I grew up with, and they had went to a different part of the club. I stayed off to myself. I bought me a beer. I sat in a chair, and something said, "Just watch that door and watch who walks in." And don't you know, a bunch of drop shot, no name, off brand, drag nasty motherfuckers that call themselves God bodies. They call themselves gods now. Was in the club. They was entering in the door. I knew then it was too big. It was too big. Enough is enough. And I'm enough for me, and I'm enough for everyone else, and everyone else is enough for them. But it comes to a certain point in your life where you gotta realize what the fuck is really going on. And no matter beer I drink will ever wipe it away. No matter cigarettes I smoke will ever wipe it away. No kind of pills I might take will ever wipe away what happened when I was younger. And I'm 50 years old now. I should be moving further away from that. And I guess that's why the death coach called us over here the Dusties. Well, she called me a Dusty. I don't care. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. And if I hear anybody saying any disparaging things about me, I respond. I respond. And sometimes the way I respond is not very nice. And then people complain, they cry, they try to strike down my page. You know how many times I've been called a bully on this app? They're calling me a bully. They're calling me a troll. And for years, I was a troll. hmm Even when I was with different YouTube creators, I was still a troll, but I wasn't saying nothing bad about them. I was going after their enemies. I was going after their rivals. And sometimes you get caught up when that happens. hmm Skinny is trying to catch everyone up in one net, but you gotta be able to run, Mr. Skinny. You gotta be able to have more than one net, Mr. Skinny. The death coach over there is not gonna help you. Supernova vacation is not gonna help you. Only thing they're gonna do is talk, 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 talk. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. That's one thing I've learned over the years. And I looked at the whole thing over the weekend, how they struck down brown skinned lady, and how brown skinned lady was able to come back on her other channel and address a few things. And I appreciate her for doing that. Shout out to brown skinned lady. Shout out to the YouTube creators that's standing behind brown skinned lady or standing beside brown skinned lady. And they're like, brown skinned lady, we see what's going on. We're not blind. We hear what's going on. But a lot of them don't want to get involved with this beefing, with this arguing, with this war. I've been said YouTube is a battlefield. I've been said it. I said YouTube is a battlefield. This is the beef that goes on and on, my friend. Some people started beefing, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue beefing forever just because. And that's what's going on in this sector of YouTube. Now, I realize I got to sit back a little bit and start listening a little bit more and take in the information, but I don't have patience for that. See, people that are substance abusers. I am a substance abuser. I abuse alcohol. So I don't listen to the rules. I don't pay attention to the rules. I don't pay attention to regulations and authority. And that has always been my biggest downfall, even when I was young. Even when I was young, way before I picked up a beer can and held it to my lips. Way before that time. So it is what it is. Yeah, Miss E, we see that. I'm very aware. I'm very aware of it. And I'm going to address it. Because the games he's playing is not games men play. Those are games women play, or men that been sexually approached while they was in prison. And it does happen. It does happen. I remember when I was in the penitentiary and there were certain women that were locked up with me. And you would hear the stories about what was going on at Broad River Road Prison, that institute over there, which was right across from the Women's Center. You heard about stuff that was happening in Lee County Correctional Institute. See, we heard the stories. We heard the stories, but it's different in the female institution. The same rules can apply that the men use. But no, females are different. They're totally different. And, when I came back on the street after years of being gone, I had to relearn how to cross the street. I had to relearn how to do certain things that I did not have to do when I was in prison. There's a lot of things that is happening around me I didn't have to put up with years ago. I was in my 20s then. I went in at 22, I left at 28. I lived my life a certain way in my 30s. My 40s, I exploded and I just became this thing, this woman I didn't even recognize. Same short haircut and all that. Because I used to have long, beautiful hair. Long hair. Big Doc used to call me Diana Ross. I had so much hair. Had to cut that shit. Because the maintenance for that hair, for that type of hair and the length of it, it'd be too much. It'll take you all day to do cornrows. It'll take you all day to do box braids. Nah, might as well just cut that shit off and call it a day. And I've been having short hair ever since. Now my hair is starting to turn gray. I see those little specks of gray. I see them. So that means I'm getting older. And everyone gets older. No one lives forever. And no one is perfect. And the deaf coach over there is saying that she's perfect. She's saying that she has no skeletons in her closet. Those are the most dangerous and most boringest people on the planet Earth. Anyone that says they don't make mistakes, that they don't have skeletons in their closet are dangerous. And the only perfect people on the planet Earth are all dead. They're either sleeping 6 feet under or they are in an urn somewhere. Even the Roman Catholic Church cannot show me not one member, not no nun, not no priest, not no monk that don't have no kind of skeletons in their closet. They had all kinds of scandals about the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican. Shout out to Queen Elizabeth I. A lot of y'all, I don't know if you're into history like the way I'm into, but Queen Elizabeth I, she was the daughter of King Henry VIII. Her mother was Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn was married to King Henry VIII for a short period of time. He had that woman arrested, charged with high treason and all kinds of other charges. Then he had her executed, only because he wanted to marry another woman. And that is how Mr. Skinny is. Mr. Skinny is Henry VIII. Look at all the female creators he went after. Some of them he enjoyed for a little while, then he turned against them. I watched him do it. I'm not blind. I'm not blind, and I'm not deaf neither. Yeah. So I'm very aware of what he's doing. Very aware. And other people are being made aware also because they are reacting to his behavior. Yes. So we see the jail games. We see the prison games being played out. But one thing you have to realize, all convicts know each other very well. Very well. We know our habits. We know what we do when we get up early in the morning. I don't care if you're getting up to go to work. You're going to get in that shower area. You're going to take a shower. You're going to brush your teeth. You're going to get dressed and clean clothes. And you're going to go out and participate like an everyday working person. But like I said, people don't tell you what they thinking. They just make sure you don't advance further in life. And a lot of people that have, felony convictions, we find very hard time getting certain types of housing. We have a very hard time getting certain jobs. We have a very hard time of doing certain things. And the only thing that can fix it is money. You have to have a certain amount of money in order to fix these things. Now, I could get up here and write the governor and send $100 in for my crime to be pardoned. But why should I have to pay for something and I already physically paid for it by doing time in prison? Why should I have to do that? Because when I got out of prison, they had me sign this little piece of paper. And it did have in the new laws that was concerning people that was getting out of prison. We are now allowed to vote. We are allowed to vote. We can buy passports. We can do whatever we want to do, but there's certain things we cannot do. They don't tell you what they're thinking. They make sure you don't advance further in this life. But enough is enough. I'm enough for me. You're enough for you. Everyone is important. Even if I don't agree with the person, I know that they are human. I know that they are made in the image of God. I know that. But the ones I think are more dangerous are the ones that said they don't have any skeletons in their motherfucking closet. And that goddamn deaf coach over there, that Rainy Hot Topics, that likes talk with Rainy bitch, vibes with Rainy bitch. I heard her call all kinds of names. She called brown skinned lady all kinds of names. She did it to other female YouTube creators. And we see her. We acknowledge what she's doing. And we call her out. And she don't like that. If you disagree with her, you are the biggest rival around her. But she doesn't know, in the scheme of things, her biggest rival is herself. Is herself. I'm not going to be up here too long. I'm not going to keep talking about that bitch over there. Because the more I talk about her, the more upset I get. And I can't afford for nobody to make me so enraged where I start screaming and yelling and then not meaning to, but then that turns into acting out in physical ways. And I have no time for ambulances. I have no time for the cops. I have no time for no more courts. I have no more time for lawyers and judges. I have no more time for that. But yet, I'm the most dangerous subscriber. How did I become so dangerous? I don't know. I don't know. Thank you, for everyone that came into the chat. Anyone that came into the chat and participating in the chat. This is your girl, ArabiaBarboza, 914, Westchester County, New York. We are in the house. And the title of this video is I'm enough, you're enough. Enough is enough. Open panel. You can hit the link whenever you want. You can say whatever you want. I'm fine with that. But I'm not going to tarry on too much longer. I'm just going to hold on for a little while longer. And whoever's in here, you can think about what I'm saying. If you want to, you can revisit certain videos they did. You can revisit videos I did, other YouTube creators have done. I'm still standing with brown skinned lady. I don't care what they say about her. I know how she feels about certain things and certain people on this app. I understand that. I accept that. And I see what's going on. I see the play. I see the motherfuckers coming, trying to gang up on her, pile up on her, just like how they did the Empress, Bonnie One Love. They did the same thing to Miss 504. They did the same thing to Queen Regina. They did the same thing to Sister T. They did the same thing to Cynthia G. They did the same thing to Tanya TKO. I watched it over and over and over again. The alpha females on this app are being attacked. They are under attack. And it's up to the rest of us, if we want to, stand by them. Stand by them. It is what it is. I'm getting older. I'm not getting any younger. I'm getting older. But even in my growing older, I realize that life is life and people are people, and whatever will be, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I don't have any problems with that. But like that lady said this morning in one of her videos, it's another YouTube creator, it's an old video she did, and she said people that use substances, it could be alcohol, it could be pills, it could be whatever. It could be sex, it could be food. We don't follow the rules. We don't follow regulations real well. That's why a lot of us end up in trouble. Some of us die for not listening. That's what happened to my sister-in-law. She didn't listen to those rules that they had for them that was working in certain situations. She involved herself in with somebody she should not have involved herself in. And now the woman is sleeping a dirt nap. Every time I go to Florence, South Carolina, I have to go visit that veteran cemetery. My adoptive parents are buried there, but so is she, and so is those children that she had in that house that were murdered. Laquan, Rashid, Sierra. And when I speak their names, I'm always reminded of what they found that particular day in Newport News, Virginia. I'm reminded. That's why I don't want to get too close to any one man or any one woman or nobody out here on these streets. Yes, when I see you, if I know you, I can speak to you. Hello, how are you? But not to get close, not to get too cozy. I have my own boyfriend. Yes, I do. I watch him constantly. He always complains about that. Ray, why you watching me? Ray, why you watching me? I'm watching you because I gotta watch you. I don't know what you're planning. I don't know what you're thinking. Like I said, people don't tell you what they're thinking. They just make sure you don't advance in life. It is what it is. And that's how I see the world, as a very hostile and cold place. Now, there are people that are warm, that are loving, that are forgiving, that are all about kumbaya and let's get it together and all this other stuff. I understand that they exist, but they are far away and in between each other. Like how everyone might have met me. You're never going to meet another Arabia Barboza. You're never going to meet another one of me. I'm the only one that was made in my mold and the shape I was made into, the form I became. I'm not perfect. I call myself the BT 1000 all the time. I call myself Jeepers Creep. I call myself different names. So when other motherfuckers want to come at me and call me Dusty and call me this and call me, all kinds of, terrible names, I don't let that bother me. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never ever fucking hurt me. And the only thing I can say is, whatever my image is on YouTube, that's fine with me. I just better not see it on nobody else's page. Talking about me in a disparaging way. Because I will strike back. I will respond. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, I don't usually have a whole lot of people to come in. And this is like early in the morning anyway. It's not even, oh my God, it's not even 10 o'clock yet. It's 2 minutes to 10. I wish it was 2 minutes to 2. I'd be laying in my bed sleep until tomorrow morning. I gotta make me some lunch in a little while. Make me some lunch. Because I already ate some candies this morning and I drank me a thing of coffee, but that doesn't really interest me. What I'm going to do, when I close out this video, I'm going to turn on YouTube and watch one of my favorite HBO shows of all time. It's actually two of them. It's The Wire and it's The Corner. And one of the ladies that was in The Wire, her name is Felicia Snoop Pearson. She became an author and an actress after she got out of prison. And she went down for murder. The other young lady, CC Reacts, she's a YouTuber. She does YouTube videos. She just recently opened up a restaurant. She does meet and greets, and she's an author. So, but her case is different from my case. It's different from Felicia's case. It's different from Mr. Skinny case. Her case has something to do with some kind of stuff going on with the banks. So she only served 3 years. I think she did 2 years on parole or whatever. I don't think it was a state charge. I think it was a federal charge. But the way she describes certain things, it sounds like it was state, like she did a lot of state time because she did it in different states and cities and towns. So whenever she got out of one situation, they would put her in another situation. And she had to do that for a long period of time. And I got to take my hat off to her because at least she did the time. She suffered through a transition back onto the street. She went into a halfway house It sounded like a re-entry program, house situation. And I really feel for her. But the way it sounds like it wasn't a state charge. It sounds like it was a federal charge. That's what it sounds like to me. The feds and the states are two different things. With the feds, you can catch your term day for day. At least with the state, you can get some good time put onto your time. Uh, it's different things you can get by being a state inmate. And like I said before, the men get all the programs, but there's hardly no programs for the females. None. Maybe in certain states, maybe, they allow the inmates to go to college and get college degrees or get some kind of trade. But like I said, I did a lot of my time on lockup. Then I went to closed custody. Then left from closed custody. I went to M custody. I left from M custody. I got my eye. And once I got my eye, and it was down on paper, I could go to State Park or wherever else. They just pushed my time up and I left. I left prison October the 1st, 2001. Yes. 2 years later, I met my biological family. 2 years later after that, I moved back to New York. And unfortunately for me, in 2011, that's when I got the call. And I was never the same again. Never. I try to be the same person I was. I can't find her. Only can find her in my dreams. Because sometimes when I dream, I dream I'm in a house. And in the house, there's different rooms. And each room, there's different parts of me at different ages. It might be one room I'm in, the child is 2 years old. You go to the next room, the child is 5. You go to the next room, the child is 7. You go to the next room, the child is 9. The more you go through this house, and this house had so many different rooms, and when you elevated yourself onto those steps, what's up, Ernest? When you elevated yourself to the steps and you went into those other rooms, you found other pieces of yourself. Someone at 14, someone at 17, someone at 21. And then when you get to that attic, everyone joins together and they become one being. So there's different parts of myself that was ripped. My soul ripped plenty of times, but I still stayed alive. But I'm gonna tell you, when I was 9 years old, I was living in New York when that happened. I was 9 years old. And you know how the light is changing at the corner? For some reason, my dumb black ass decided to run out into the street. I ended up falling. Different cars ran over me. One car in particular was a yellow cab. I didn't get hurt. Only the universe can do that for you. See, the universe had a purpose for me back then. I could never see the purpose. Even now, I cannot see the purpose. And I'm 50 years old. And there was another time something happened where I could have been taken out of here. But I survived. Twice. Once as a child, the second time it happened, I was already in my 40s. It is what it is. Nobody lives forever. Sometimes you do. I heard somebody say one time, only the evil lives forever. The good always die at a certain dawn. Well, I don't know if that's true or not. Mhm. Yeah, so what's up, Ernest? Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, we just shooting the breeze over here. We just talking our shit. Nothing too serious, but something. Certain subjects are serious. hmm Yeah, today is Monday. I think today is the 8th, right? So I'm also looking for a package that's supposed to be coming to this house. Let me open my door for a little bit. Okay, I don't see the mailman out here. I don't see the mailman. hmm He should be showing up in the next 20 minutes. I'm gonna mute my mic. Y'all can talk to each other in the chat, or you can hit the link, and I'll be right back. Everyone's still there? You can hear me? Okay. You can put one in the chat if you want to, or you can hit the link. I'm just shooting my shit. I'm shooting my shit. Everybody else is shooting their shit. You know. And I just watch everything that's going on YouTube. I don't watch it too closely or say too much, but I know what I know. And I know what I've seen, and I know what I heard. And I'm not gonna forget it. I'm not gonna forget it. See, there's one thing a lot of people don't know about Mr. Skinny. He used to hit other people's panels. Well, not hit their panels, but hit their chat areas. And he used to do it to a lot of YouTube creators. So that's how I knew he was searching his way around. And around that time when he was doing that, he had already fell out with KB. So who's the reject, Mr. Skinny? Who's the reject? It was you. It was you. Because you had turned against KB. But before you had turned against KB, you had already made enemies with Tommy Sotomayor. But we never know what's going on behind the scenes. We never know what's going on behind the scenes. And I'm starting to think certain YouTubers are working together behind the scenes. They make up all these beef and argument stuff. But what's going on right now between Mr. Skinny and Brown Skin Lady, I do believe that's real. I do believe he's coming for her. He's trying to discredit her, call her a liar and stuff. That woman has done nothing to Mr. Skinny. The only thing she really did was laugh at him and talk shit. And she has a right to do it. It's her platform. If she wants to go on, she could hit my link right now and talk shit about Mr. Skinny. You know, I would not stop her. I would let her do it. Mm-hmm. That's right. Anybody that has a problem with KB, they can hit this link and talk your shit. I would not stop you. I would welcome you and to talk your shit. Mm-hmm. That's what I would do. But thanks everyone for coming in and coming into the chat. I appreciate you so much. Like and share this video. And I will see all of you in the next video. You know, I will see you in the next video. If anybody wants to, you could hit me up on my email address, barbozaarabia@gmail.com. I take all emails. Mm-hmm. Yep, I sure do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this has happened more than once with different other female YouTube creators. What brown skinned lady is going through, Cynthia G already went through, Tanya TKO already went through, different females way before Cynthia G and Tanya TKO went through it. And the women that's on YouTube right now is facing the same issues, the same problem. People trying to shut them down, people trying to shut them up. It's happening. It's happening. And the way the deaf coach talked about brown skin lady, that's the same thing she did for Ready Live TV, same thing what she did to me, same thing she did to Farmer Nancy, same thing she did to the Empress Lonnie Woodlove. It's the same thing. She even attacked Risha and Miss 504 at one time. Yes, she did. A lot of people have forgotten about those videos. You got goldfish memory. I don't have a goldfish memory. I remember. And I remember my own dirt. I told you I had skeletons in my closet. Nobody is perfect. I'm not perfect. I was made in the image of God. I was made in the image, but I am not God. I'm just a regular, normal human being that is going through this life just like everyone else. And for every YouTube creator and moderator, subscriber, we know each other. We see each other. We know what each other look like. We've heard each other's voice, but we are like ghosts in the in-between on this YouTube app. We people, we got feelings. We have aspirations and dreams and lives that we actually live. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to keep a level head about this stuff. Because usually what I usually do is put some terrible title up there and just start yelling and screaming and cursing. But you can catch more bees with honey than you can with vinegar. You can catch them with maple syrup. Yeah. You can. Hmm. You just have to have a nice, calm voice. Because the calmness of your voice, it like tingles with certain people. You know, when I was living in New York and I was living at Broadway Manor, it was a transitional house up there on North Broadway in Yonkers, New York. There was this one dude in there. I'm gonna call him Mr. Green. I'm not gonna give his real name. I'm gonna call him Mr. Green. And anytime he talked or said anything, something inside of me would just start like butterflies. I don't think I was in love with him. I don't think that at all. I think it's just certain things about him that matched certain vibrations I had in myself. And some people can actually make you feel that way, you know? Certain vibrations in their voice, like Whitney Houston, she used to come out and sing so beautiful. Mariah Carey used to come out and sing so beautiful. Madonna, Jennifer Lopez, uh, Shirley Murdoch, Betty White, Phyllis Hyman, Billie Holiday, Judy Garland. It's just certain female voices that used to just, ooh, ah, me. Big Mama Thornton. A lot of y'all don't know who Big Mama Thornton is, but I remember her. I remember her. I remember her music. I remember the work she did. I remember Billie Holiday. Not because I lived during that time period, I just remember the music. The music. Hmm. Even Judy Garland's daughter, she got two daughters. They sing wonderful, such beautiful singers, and they be on point. Now, all of us remember Whitney Houston. All of us remember Bobby Christina. And there was one particular time, Bobby Christina, she did a little singing in one of her videos that she did with the show, that the reality show she was on. And it sounded so beautiful. If she was like, and she got into her bag that day, and she used her voice from her stomach, from her frame, not from the nose, not from the throat. Real singers sing from their frame, their core. Child, that thing gave me goosebumps. Mm-hmm. There's a video where they got Barbara Christina doing one of Adele's songs, Someone Like You. Or is it Hello that she did? One of the two. Even when Adele sings, I mean, she put goosebumps all over me. I be like, oh my God, Adele, please don't do this to me. And Adele, her voice. Amy Winehouse, oh my God. Alicia Keys, I liked her. They were just certain female singers I liked. Cab Calloway, when he used to do his Minnie the Moocher. A lot of people don't remember these songs. I remember them. I remember living in New York, and I used to hear Duke Ellington. He did, there was a song he did. It's instrumental. It's called The A Train. The A Train. Anybody knows anything about New York, you know about that A Train. You know about the 2 train. You know about the 5 train. You know about the 4. You know about the 6. I call them trains, but these are subway car trains. And that 6 subway car train used to always take me to my destination when I used to come back down south from the north. I would take that train just before I went into Brooklyn, and I would get off on Canal Street. Canal Street is located in Chinatown in New York. Chinatown is not that far from Little Italy. It's a little area. It's not that big. It's not that big. Hold on, I heard a noise outside my door. Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm looking for a package. I don't even see the mailman out here. I'm kind of upset today. You better come before 1 o'clock. That's one thing I can say. But I'm gonna be up anyway. So I'll make me some lunch. Yeah, but Duke Ellington, he came out with that song for the A Train, and it's different songs they did about New York that always, like, it gives me goosebumps. Like every time I hear DMX, I get goosebumps. Even Whitney Houston, before she died, she sang a certain segment part of that song, Empire State of Mind by Alicia Keys. And I heard what she said. I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm going to put it in a short video. I'm going to share it with you guys, you gals, and y'all can take it from there. I'm not trying to be a big YouTuber. I'm going to stay in my lane, just like Lovely does. And Lovely is such a sweet person. And I heard Lovely this morning doing her video. And I said, oh my God, who the fuck is fucking with Lovely? They better leave Lovely the hell alone. Yes. But it is what it is. I can't stay up here too much longer, you guys. You want to fix me some lunch? Thank you for coming in. Uh-oh. We went over an hour? Okay. Let me cut this short. 914 Westchester County, New York. We are in the house. We're cutting this video short. Thank everyone for coming into the chat, participating in the chat. They didn't hit the link, but thank you for coming in. Like and share the video. Like and share the video. And I will see all of you in my next video or in your next video. Let me subscribe to you. Peace out. New York love. 1.